So what is a life story, and why does it matter? First, let me tell you how a story is born. Human beings are incredible. We are born with the ability to take in and absorb information from the world around us like a sponge. Our brain helps us find our place in this world by categorizing information and interactions into a framework of understanding. Its primary objective is to keep us safe. Throughout our childhood, this framework develops as we experience the world around us and receive feedback about our behaviors. We are influenced by the behaviors and beliefs of our parents and caretakers, our culture, and later, the media, the educational system, and our friends. We develop beliefs about how the world works, and these beliefs then form our identity, who we think we are. Our experience of life is filtered through our individual perception of reality. It is this filter through which we process the situations of our life, rather than the actual situations themselves, that determine the meaning we ascribe to them. By early adulthood, we've developed a story, a narrative script we tell ourselves and others about what happened in our past, how the world works, and who we are. Our brain uses this story like a blueprint to make sense of the world, to predict, evaluate, react to, and control our lives. We refer to the blueprint for guidance when we encounter challenges, to determine what it means and how we should respond. Our stories determine whether we are resilient or rigid, and whether we thrive or fail. Our brain is constantly trying to find a way to make what happens fit our blueprint. It has to confirm that our view of reality is right. It has to keep us safe from uncertainty or danger. Our brains are wired to find, notice, and focus on what we already believe, and so we tend to find ourselves in situations that confirm our biases. So we expect life to be a certain way. The world around us proves us right. Our belief is reinforced, and so the story continues. That is, until you intercept the story and change your beliefs. You have to trick your brain into following a new blueprint, because when you do, you'll begin to look at life differently. Your expectations will change, and your brain will do what it does best: find you evidence that you're right. So what does this mean? It means you have a choice. If left unchecked, your story and your unconscious belief system will keep you locked in the patterns and problems that have thus far determined your life. However, you have a choice. You can change this story and transform your life. So it's important to understand that you already have everything you need. Now, if we were to tell you that you can have, be, or do anything, that wouldn't entirely be true. But what is true is that you can have, do, or be anything that you truly desire. You see, not everyone wants the same things. Some people may be more capable at certain things or may have different access to resources than you do. This makes them perfectly suited for their life path. But just because you don't have those capabilities and resources doesn't mean that you should feel badly or lacking, because you don't need those things. If you feel like you do, then it could be because you're chasing someone else's dream. The truth is that your unique abilities and circumstances have unfolded perfectly to prepare you for living your own life and fulfilling your own desires. I like to think about it like an acorn. So an acorn is small and dry. It might feel insignificant if it compares itself to an enormous and succulent coconut. But the acorn doesn't need the coconut's large size or its meaty flesh. If it sought to change itself to be more like the coconut, or if it were ever to become what is the coconut's destiny, a tropical palm tree, it would not thrive because it is not well suited for dry, sandy soil and excessive heat. The coconut is perfectly suited for this environment, and the acorn is perfectly suited for where it is meant to be. The truth is that the tiny acorn contains within itself all of the capability it needs in order to reach into the earth and pull from within it the nutrients and water with which to grow and expand. It already contains the ability and the knowledge required to absorb sunlight and convert it into energy. The tiny acorn has everything it needs within it in order to transform soil and heat into a magnificent oak tree. It doesn't need to be anything other than what it is in order to fulfill its destiny, and neither do you. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to rewrite your life story to reflect the truth of who you are. You may not be able to change what happened in the past, but you can change the way you look at your past and change the story you tell about it. You already have everything within you that you could possibly need in order to live your destiny. Now, let's utilize the tools that will help you transform this potential into the fullest version of who you came to this earth to be.